Hey guys, Morgan from Rebellious Reading. We talk about all things books. And today we're going to be playing my new TBR game. This is Land of Months. So, as you can probably tell, I'm going to be making one of these for every month of the year, starting with Land of January. And how this game is going to work is I'm going to use this orange bunny right here to move along this board. If I land on two of these light blue spots in a row, I get to roll these two dice right here again. And I can move forward even further. If I land on two of these gray spots in a row, I have to roll again and move backwards, so we don't want that. And if I hit two of these dark blue spots in a row, then I have to roll again and move forwards if I roll an even number, or backwards if I roll an odd number. So, that's basically the gist of it. There's also these bridges which help me move along faster if I land on a square that's in front of them. There's a mood read up at the top, meaning I can pick something throughout the month once I get to the end. And there's also this start over square, which sends me back to the beginning. And I don't want that, so yeah. And yeah, like I said, there's going to be one of these for every month, and the prompts are all going to be themed around the months. So for example, this board is divided into sections. There's Land of Snow, which is a bunch of winter-themed prompts because January is in winter, at least where I live. Land of Sorrow, which is a bunch of really gloomy prompts because I associate winter and the general lack of holidays with gloom. Land of New Beginnings, because January is the first month and the beginning to a new year. Saturn Land, that actually refers to the zodiac sign of most of January, Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn. And since Saturn's the planet of restrictions, I picked a bunch of really hard prompts, or just ones that I'm not excited for. And then there's some miscellaneous prompts that are January themed in this section. So, I think that's everything. Let's get into the rolls. Starting with a spin of this wheel that's on my computer, because if you haven't noticed, I'm using two six-sided dice, and you kind of can't do that. And you can't roll a 1 with two six-sided dice, and there is a number 1 prompt here. So, yeah, I'd like to be able to hit that if possible. So, yeah. Let's spin the wheel, and I'm going to bring up the snipping tool and screen record here. Okay, so for our first spin we got an 8. So let's put this board here down on the floor and move 8 spots. Okay, let's move 8 spots. So we need a book that's set in Russia. Okay. I think I can do that, actually, although I may have to borrow it from my uncle. Okay, so for our first prompt, we got set in Russia. For this, I'm putting an over 600-page book on my TBR. I may come to regret this, but it's Crime and Punishment by, how do you say that guy's name? Fyodor Dostoevsky. Yeah, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but that's what I'm going to be reading. Hey, I've been wanting to get into Russian novels for a while because my uncle's a big fan, and my dad actually really likes Crime and Punishment. And yeah, he said the first time he read it, he had a hard time understanding who was who because everyone was using so many different names. But then the second time he read it, it was incredible because he understood everything. So, yeah, I'm curious to give this one a try. I have no idea what it's about, but I know it's a classic, so hopefully I enjoy it. Roll number 2, and this time we're going to be using the actual dice. Okay, time for the first proper roll of the dice. Okay, so that's 10, a nice big number. I like it. Abusive parents. Oh, wow. We've made it to Gloomy Land, and yeah, it needs a book with abusive parents in it. Fun. I'm being sarcastic if you can't tell. Okay. So for our second roll, we got abusive parents, and for this I'm actually going with a non-fiction. Namely, I'm glad my mom died by Jeanette McCurdy. I know I'm a year late reading this, but I'm excited for it. It's a memoir by Jeanette McCurdy, who starred in a couple Nickelodeon shows that I haven't seen. But apparently, her mother was very emotionally abusive and just a classic stage parent who treated her daughter more as a money-making machine than as an actual human being. So, yeah, I'm excited to read this to see just how horrible being a child star can be. It sounds interesting. So, roll number 3. Okay. Here we go with roll number 3. 9. Well, we landed on reading goal, but unfortunately we also landed on 2 gray spots in a row, which means it doesn't count and I have to roll again and move backwards. Praying for small numbers here. 6. Kinda in the middle. Bittersweet ending. Okay. I can do that. Okay, so for our third prompt, we got bittersweet ending. And for this, I'm gonna go with The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. Now, this is a World War II themed historical fiction, and it's apparently told by the Grim Reaper, which, awesome. The only reason I know that this has a bittersweet ending is because I looked it up on TV tropes. Yeah, that's how I'm figuring out what kind of endings these have. I don't know how it's bittersweet, but I'm excited to find out. So, roll number 4. Okay, I'm doing roll number 4. Please pray that we do not end up on another gray spot. Ooh, 8. I think that's safe. Okay. Dark blue. I can live with that. And we landed on breakup. So, a book featuring a breakup. I'm gonna have to think about this one. Okay, so for our fourth roll, we got breakup, and for this I'm going with Rumblefish by S.E. Hinton. This book it's set in the same world as my favorite book of all time, The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton, but it's set a few years later and with some different characters. I've seen the movie version of this. It's awesome. But I've never actually read the book, which Considering I've read both The Outsiders and That Was Then, This Is Now, that's practically a crime. So, I know this has a breakup because I've seen the movie, so I'm excited to add Rumblefish to my January TBR. Roll number 5, here we go. Come on. 8. And we landed on Intimidated By. Let's see. What am I gonna do for this, I wonder? I have options. Okay, so for our 5th prompt, we got Intimidated By. And for this, I'm gonna be picking Callerho by... Who wrote this again? Yeah, I'm very prepared, sorry. By Cheriton. So, this is an ancient Greek novel, and the reason I'm kind of intimidated by it is I don't normally read things that are that old, but I am going to read this because I'm currently going through the 1001 books you have to read before you die list, and yeah, this book is on at least some editions of it, so yeah. That's why I'm putting this book on here. I have no idea what it's about, but I'm excited to read it. Roll number 6. Okay, here we go with roll number 6. Hopefully I can land on a light blue square. 7. Nope. Wow, that's a mixed blessing if ever there was one. I landed on lowest rated, which sucks, but I also get to cross this bridge, so that's nice. Okay, so for our next prompt we got average lowest rated. So I went on Goodreads. Normally I use Storygraph, but Goodreads is better for this type of thing. And I figured sorted by rating. And my lowest rated book is The Grown Up by Gillian Flynn. Now, Gillian Flynn is an author I keep meaning to try, but never get around to. And I have all of her books, including the short story known as The Grown Up. So, hopefully I like it. I have no idea what it's about. It's kind of a thriller, so I kind of want to go into it somewhat blind, but hopefully it's good. If not, it's short, so it won't be that big of a deal. Okay, so we can cross this bridge, and we do not want a 5. Anything but a 5, and I'm good. Please don't be a 5. Please don't be a 5. It's a 7. We are safe at the mood read. Hallelujah. Okay, so on our final roll, we made it to the mood read. I'm not going to tell you what the mood read is because, well, I'm going to pick it in the month of January, so yeah, there's really no point in me telling you guys now. But yeah, that's my January TBR. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I'm Morgan from Rebellious Reading, and I'm out.